Hello, guys.
Hi guys, do you hear us well? Can you
Yeah,
just
let's
text
do a
in the chat?
sound check. Please text us in chat is if everything is okay and you hear us loud and clear.
Yeah, looks like everything's okay. Okay, sure. Okay, so let's start. As always, our call will consist of three parts. Oh, I also forgot to introduce ourselves. So my name is Valery. I'm chief product officer of Swisstronic, and here's Dennis. He's chief technical officer of the company. So our call, as always, will consist of three main parts. The first is developer and community updates. Second is question and answers, and last one would be discussion. So we'll answer the questions from the chats or from the streams whenever you text them. So on the updates on the development, we are working on ZK tokens right now, and we are really happy to showcase what we've got. Hopefully, we'll do it quite soon. Also, we'll update the SDI with zero knowledge proofs so that it will be more secure and you'll be able to use it with ZK tokens.
So we'll basically integrate compliance part with the ZK proofs part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can also elaborate and continue. So the safe stack was deployed on our testnet, which will enable account abstraction to be live also soon. So we expect to have account abstraction deployed immediately on the mainnet and it to be available from the start of the chain launch. So also we've published the VM client. In addition to Web3.js and ethers, we have some examples which you can check out in Swisstronic tutorials repo on GitHub. And I encourage everyone to check all of them. We have several, and you may find different approaches to be more suitable for your use case. And yeah, passing to you regarding the Telegram wallet.
Yeah, so actually, we're really happy to announce that quite soon we'll launch a Telegram app, which would be our wallet, and which will have most of the features that our apps on iOS, web, or Android already have. And we'll also provide some features for you to maybe get some tokens before the TGE or, mine them. So looking forward. Hopefully we'll share that with you in next month, I think. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so going up next to community updates. There are huge numbers here. We have reached the 100,000 people milestone in testnet 2.0. I believe that's quite an impressive amount, I would say. We had so many people testing our blockchain, which brings a lot of joy to me. Also, we've launched the SDI task, which basically asks you to verify your identity and to try out how the SDI works. Already more than 1,000 NFTs were minted, which is really fine. Also, we have heard about several issues with that for people from specific countries. We are working on that, and also we'll have the question today, which is dedicated to this issue, and we'll answer it in details at that moment. Also, want to announce several new partnerships. We're going to create a new generation stable token on top of our stack. This token will be backed up by real-world assets. Hopefully, you'll really like it. I think we'll make the full announcement with details this month or in the beginning of next month. And also, two RWA-centric games in Telegram are to be launched by guys working with us. So we will share that quite soon, and hopefully you'll dip in and like them too. So let's jump to the questions. And the first one was written by Kipang. The first is based on the early access SDI task, there are some people who doubt or do not want to expose their data for verification using Swisstronic third-party verifier, Corrado World ID. What do we think about this, and what steps will we take to convince these people? Actually, we are adding more companies that can verify the data. And the point here is you can just choose the company that you believe is more secure, or share works with data in a way that you prefer. We'll also add automated KYC quite soon. I mean the companies that verify your data without being hosted by some centralized entity. Maybe you'll like that. But the point here is that, anyways, when you are, let's say, logging into your bank account, or you're using a taxi service or anything else, you always expose your personal data somehow. And the regulations worldwide are obliging everyone to be exposed in some way. But we're trying to mitigate the risks which are related to that by giving you an access to multiple verifiers, where you can choose the one that you prefer, that handles the data properly, or just in the way that you like. And the second question is, I think not many people have succeeded in completing the SDI task. Some of the reasons include regulatory issues with the verifier. What are your steps going forward? Will there be other verifiers later, so that everyone from various countries can enjoy the benefits? Yes, of course. That's actually what I wanted to put emphasis on. At this moment, we are working on adding 3 more verifiers. Hopefully, quite soon they'll roll out, and people from multiple states will be able to access the service. Of course, there may still be some issues specifically for, let's say, sanctioned states, but mostly people would be able to verify their identity without any issues. The next question is by Naigiba123. Can we develop a VPN NFT, which, if we hold grants, are public wallet ID anonymous to the client side, while we enjoy the features they share? It's like, if we can have this, it will be helpful to get access to some sites which may cause phishing attacks and probably compromise our wallet. Enabling a VPN and wallet grants the anonymity and security to the user, and she can freely connect to any website without the fear of being hacked. Actually, we have one of the grantees who would be actually providing VPN for the users who would be using crypto and who will have a verified SDI wallet. So actually, you'll have this feature quite soon. We will not develop it on our own. That will be done by a third party. So we believe that's more than fine. And last question for today from the community questions by XZUE or Zui, I believe it would be correct. I think this one is definitely for Dennis.
Yeah. So how does Swistronic implementation of Intel SGX ensure secure enclave scalability, and what trade-offs were made? Well, first of all, we try to enable multiple validators to run enclaves, so we don't have a single point of failure. And so we have ideas to separate Intel SGX based execution into a separate kind of executor. And we have some other ideas on horizontal scaling as well, to reduce costs for validators for running to nodes, and of course to reduce the potential attack surface. All in all, I would like to add that our implementation is being audited, and as well we did consult with many people working in the field to ensure that it's kind of secure and state of the art. So how will Swistronic Stack audit address potential smart contract vulnerabilities? Well, the smart contracts that are deployed on Swistronic are not necessarily developed by us, and usually are developed by any third-party developers. So it's up to them to ensure that their smart contracts are secure and don't have any vulnerabilities. But from our side, we are ensuring that the engine that's running those smart contracts is secure and don't have any big issues. So basically, main goal of the audit is to check that the execution environment is safe. What scalability limitations does Wystronics' current architecture impose, and how will they be addressed? Well, I would say that for us, the biggest pain point, of course, is the Intel SGX, because it's tied to hardware which has limited execution capabilities. But I mean, we try our best to minimize the negative impact of executing smart contracts in secure enclave. And so, as I already said, we're planning to uh, have several updates in addition to already made updates, of course, to IntelliJ to be able to have multiple ways of setting up the node and or different ways of running it. So, yeah. Also, I would add that we are planning to upgrade to the latest Cosmos SDK version, which, of course, will bring its own benefits. So,
Yeah, so basically that's all for today. At this moment, we'll answer the questions from the chat if we already have one, and we'll wait for the new, definitely. So the first one that I've seen on Discord is a question by Gideon. Are you guys integrating testnet on Telegram? That would not be a proper statement, I would say, but we are going to launch an app that will let you actually manage the Swisstronic assets on Telegram in the form of the mini app. Also, I think we'll have several partner-related, let's say, features there. So you would be able to potentially get some Swisstronic tokens or maybe tokens of our partners, just to engage you. And everyone loves Telegram apps, me personally, 100%. So that will be quite fine. Also, there are a couple of grantees who are launching their apps, which involves Swisstronic in some way on Telegram platform, and then we'll share that apps too in the upcoming weeks, or maybe one of the apps in 2 months, something like that. Quadrat is very slow with KYC though. Yeah, but they're checking everyone quite thoughtfully. I believe that's the reason. Okay, so let me just go for that. How are you guys doing? We're doing good. Telegram app like Clicker Game or something? No, actually, the app for the Swisstronic is a wallet. So you would be able to send assets, to stake them, and do all the basic things.
yeah, like non-custodial wallet, but just in Telegram.
Yeah, it will support multiple currencies, so hopefully you'll like that. On top of that, we actually, maybe we'll add some clicker related features so that you would be able to mine tokens. However, I would say that it's more likely that it would not be a clicker app, but maybe some mini game where you would be able, to 3 in a row or something like that. Actually, it depends. If you guys have something that you would really love to see within that wallet, you can text it in chat, or you can just share it with our community managers, or anywhere on our socials. And if you like that, we'll definitely introduce it to you. Why not?
Okay.
Please don't add clicker. Yeah, we'll try not to do that. Okay.
Well, I saw a question in chat related to hackathons in Africa. I believe we've done several hackathons in September and August with our Web3GS partners, and so yeah, we've had them in Africa some time ago, recently.
Yeah. Yes, we're answering questions from this chat. Specifically, I'm monitoring the Discord chat.
Yeah. So if you have any questions you would like to ask right now, so feel free to do that.
Not too provocative though.
Yeah, but like also just for everyone listening in from different platforms, I'd like to mention that we are streaming right now on YouTube, on Twitter or X, and Discord. So like be sure to check out all the different platforms if for any reason the stream is full or the connection is not very good. So
yeah, the questions from the dev chat are being sent by our community managers to us, and then we select the ones that we like, and actually they appear here, during the call on the previous pages that we've shown before. But the point is that some of the questions that are answered on the dev chat are generated by the AI, and we don't typically answer these kind of questions because they're generated by AI, so it doesn't really make sense. We don't know whether the person really intended to ask us about something or he just wanted to participate, in this thing.
So how will Sybil be prevented on the Telegram? I would say that SDI has Sybil prevention capabilities. Well, for example, if you're verified via WorldCoin, it proves your humanity. So like it's a proof of humanity kind of verification, which we can reuse for different mini apps, for example, and basically anyone can reuse it with SDI. But I mean, for the particular question of Sybil detection, we can use WorldCoin, for example. Okay, I think we have some more questions.
Okay, a question from Beans Yoga. What are Swisstronic plans to drive mass adoption of SDI to institutional bodies and decentralized apps in KYC for some specific reasons? And what are the key advantages that makes SDI more private, secure, and efficient than other alternative decentralized identity solutions and traditional centralized verification approaches? Actually, regarding the institutional bodies, we are just making direct sales. So we are going through the conferences, we're researching our own network to bring in clients who want to tokenize their assets or who manage assets of other people and they would like to tokenize that, or who need the blockchain solution to enable some compliance verifications within their services. And we already got several. We'll disclose them quite soon. One of them I already mentioned today, that would be the new generation stable token, which will be built fully in accordance with the MiCA policy. Definitely you'll like that. If you are on the same page with us and our narrative, that's the perfect thing. And regarding the decentralized apps, actually quite the same stuff. So it's direct sales, it's going through the conferences, it's finding partners, finding companies who are interested into that and showcasing them Swisstronic. And of course, you can do that if you feel that someone wants to use our solution, that's the case. What makes us really different and what makes SDI really different is actually approach where we connect several entities that can verify data, not just one centralized entity. That brings a lot of flexibility that lets us use the tech across the globe, so that everywhere you have the specific issuer who will be able to verify you. Let's say Quadrata was not verifying people from all the countries, but later on we'll add more issuers who work with this specific countries too, and that would be covered. And of course, one of the important things is that the whole solution is cross-chain compatible, thanks to the integration of Hyperlane and to the Cosmos nature. And also, which is quite important, is that we have the embedded privacy using Intel's JAXes and Ziggy Snarks eventually. The next question comes from Jerry Henry. How does SDI handle identity verifications on chain while ensuring that sensitive data remains private? Okay. So the idea is that personal data is kept by the issuer, while at the same time, the issuer creates the verification, which shows that user with this address is verified and he's eligible to do something, and it is valid until some specific date. So the data is kept by the issuer, it stays there, it never goes out, and you have the proof that you can show everywhere, and that is trusted because the issuer is trusted in the first place. Could you tell the specific cryptographic methods used and how these are implemented to protect user data? We use zero-knowledge proofs and we use IntelliJX to protect the data too. What specific interoperability features does SDI support to integrate with other decentralized identity solutions? Are there any technical limitations or dependencies in achieving seamless interoperability?
I think I can answer that. Well, basically, we basically can support arbitrary data for verifications up to some limit, of course. But I mean, we've already done several things related to Polygon ID, for example, and you can store proofs and just like any kind of raw data. If you're an issuer, of course, so you can store the data as you like, and you can store, there are separate fields for proof schema, for the proof itself, and there is versioning, you can revoke credentials, so there are a lot of capabilities, I think, and yeah, we've already done the Polygon ID tests and didn't find any issues.
Okay, what are the technical standards or certifications required for an issuer to be approved, and how are they monitored for compliance over time? It's a really interesting question. In the first place, when we're connecting the issuer, we are conducting the personal introductions with them. We verify that they are legal, that they have all the legal capabilities to verify data in their exact country or area of work. But later on, and that's expressly stated in our white paper, we want a fully decentralized network of issuers so that we will not have any centralized control over the entities which are becoming issuers. It will work like this, that other issuers and the community would be able to vote for specific issuers who are malfunctioning or who are verifying the false data to go away. The way how it would be structured would be revealed, I believe, in the middle of 2025. That's one of the most complicated questions we have to solve right now. How does SDI balance decentralization with the need for at least one centralized legal entity to oversee compliance as per local regulations? A really good question, I would say. Actually, we balance decentralization because we have a lot of entities that are verifying data. But as I previously told, the main problem is that at this moment, when we're adding issuers, we're doing it in a centralized way. So let's say we're finding an issuer, we are integrating them within our circuits so that everything will work. And then they are, let's say, valid to work with. But later on, we want to decentralize that. And the way how it would be decentralized is quite an interesting question and one of the most important ones that we need to solve. Okay. That's an interesting one. That's a question from Patrick's, which is one of our OGs. Hi, Valery. I don't know if it's just me, but having a wallet on Telegram isn't really safe to me. I personally don't even buy the idea that Telegram currently have an EVM mini wallet. So how is this more secure than the Swisstronic wallet? I would say that this is not more secure than the Swisstronic wallet, and Swisstronic wallet is definitely a go. But a lot of people prefer to use Telegram. It's just more convenient. Definitely, on one hand, this is non-custodial wallet, so it should be safe. However, if your Telegram account is compromised, you will lose the access to the wallet in some way too. And that is really important to know. So yes, of course, Telegram in some way, as everything that makes things convenient, it removes part of the safety. But on the other hand, it brings convenience and lets you use your wallet just from the Telegram. It gives you the way to actually interoperate with other Telegram apps, which are quite popular right now. A lot of people love them. So, that's some sort of compromise. However, if you ask me, I would definitely recommend to still use the old school wallets, which we have on the wallets. Which we have on the stores right now, 100%. but still check out the wallet. You can just create the new wallet. Don't use your, let's say, main one there, just to test all the functionalities, and maybe you'll like that quite a lot. Will there be another NFT mint? Maybe. We don't know right now. Actually, we discussed the idea to have an mint of watches, and maybe that will happen. I believe that can happen in December or in February. So stay updated. If you would really love to have that, text on chats, and we will know that you're there. Looks like the use cases of Swisstronic are basically all dev-based. What's in for the community that are not devs? Quite a good question. I would not say that actually Swisstronic is really something built only for the developers, because ZK tokens is one of the services that can be used by everyone. There is the service where you would be able to wrap any of your assets on our chain to make the transactions private and actually remove them from public blockchains. That's also important because the amount of fees that you will pay for the transactions will lower a lot. Not for all blockchains, but let's say for Bitcoin or for Ethereum, it will work 100%. What's also quite nice thing for the community is that the more services will connect, the more usage the SDI will get. And also considering that we're integrating other DIDs, the SDI would also be your one-stop for all the identities that you're creating across multiple networks, and the easiest way to verify your identity without sharing your data again and again. So that's also the user-based feature. And last but not least is the messenger that we release. And the idea of this communication platform is that everything, all your communications are happening off-chain, but in a peer-to-peer format. So you are not really sharing any information with the servers of any kind. But when you are connecting with any person for the first time, it goes through the chain. So you pay a small fee when you are creating the new contact. But later on, you just text with the person. I believe that this amount of features are not really dev-based. Of course, someone can use this text to create their own products and to modify them in some way. But still, it is the consumer products that are made for people by people.
And I would also like to add that we have a lot of projects in our grants program which are building for the people using Swisstronic. So like those are basically parts in a way of Swisstronic. And of course, those are to be used by community as well. So, yeah.
Also, there's a question: is there any information on which centralized exchange SWTR will be listed? We already have some info, but we'll share it not now. Yeah, I'll say that we'll share the information about the success somewhere in December. So, the TG is coming. Stay updated. It'll be quite soon. We already have several successes which are confirmed, but we just want to share that information with you in time, When gold tick on X? That's a really good question. I don't know an answer to that, but let's say next year. We'll try to do it next year. I see another person who doesn't support the Telegram wallets. Hopefully, I really, I gave you a valid answer about that. That if you ask me, I don't really believe that using Telegram wallets is safe. However, as the thing that really makes your operations convenient, it's perfect. For example, using the same email in different services is also not secure, but people are doing that because that's convenient. And or using the same password. Don't do that, but people mostly do that. And that just works like this. So I believe that still you can use this app to create the new wallet, try out the features, and if you still feel skeptical, avoid it. If you don't, give it a try. The same person says that I hope that the team will stick with a Swisstronic wallet that's good and secure enough, and it's well available for users because it's available on Play Store, App Store, and Chrome Web Store. Absolutely, and believe we're not going to abandon the wallets that we have and just use the Telegram one. This is just another option for you to use. And also, I believe it's quite important to know that, let's say, if your PC is compromised, and you're creating the new wallet, potentially the person can get the information of your seed phrase, and that is not secure too. Or if you're using Android, potentially your phone can be controlled, or even I think it works even for iOS in some cases. So any platform that you're using in some way can compromise your data. Telegram just gives another layer of something that can be compromised, but still try that. Okay. I think I see some more. Mhm. Okay. I think that's all. Let me just check. Yeah, I think that is all on the questions that we had today. Would you be attending the ETH DevCon? No. Actually, highly likely will not go to any events until the end of year, because we want to do a lot of preparations on the network, finalize a lot of stuff that we have to do right now. Specifically, it relates to the projects that will be launched on top of us.
And the TGE, of course.
Yeah, TGE, of course. And the main product. Okay. So that's it, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys for all of the questions, and stay tuned to our updates. As always, for those of you who are developers, I encourage you to check out our GitHub with tutorials and documentation, examples, and different, I would say, boilerplate code, and create dApps on Swisstronic, which you can do right now for quite some time.
Oh, I see a lot of questions about the same thing, but they're quite important specifically for the community. Once the testnet 2.0 will end, what will happen next? I think we'll share that quite soon. I can't reveal the details right now, but you'll have them highly likely on the next community call.
Yeah, stay tuned, and we'll tell you more about that.
Yep. So have a